Welcome to the third lecture on JDBC connection. In the last lecture, we created a users table and we insert some data into the table. In this lecture, what we are going to do is we are going to insert n number of records and we are going to retrieve all the n number of records from the table. So, after creating a table, if not exist, just remove this. Just remove this. After creating a table, if table does not exist, ask the user how many number of rows you would like to insert. Create an object of scanner class, as we are going to read data from the standard input device. As you are using scanner class, you have to import this. Place a cursor there and press Alt to enter. Click add input statement. So read n value from the user. Ask user how many number of rows you would like to insert. C dot next int. So insert a number of records. I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Insert a number of records. Every time read username and password from the user. String username. Read username from the user. Read username from the user as well as password. After reading data from the user, you have to insert this data into the table. Prepare a query for that. Insert into users values. You have to give username and password, as both are separated by comma. Separated by comma, you have to provide username and password. As username and password both are variables, you are not supposed to keep this inside the double quotes. Break the double quote. Give username. There should be a comma immediately after that, followed by password. After the second parameter, there should be a close brace, like this. That's it. So this is the query for inserting values into the users table. Insert into users table values, username comma password. So once you prepare a query, execute this query by using statement object. Execute. As it is a insert query, use execute update method. So this will repeat for a number of users. For every user, it will read input from the standard device, username and password, and that username and password will be added to the table. It will repeat for a number of users. Okay, so let's see. Let's run this. Table is created if not exist. Now it is asking for the number of users. Let's say 4 records. The first username is student1. As username and password both are strings, don't forget to add a colon before and after username. Don't forget to place a colon, single colon, before and after username and password. Let's run this once again. Add one statement here. Enter number of records. Run this. a table will be created if it does not exist. Enter the number of rows, let's say 3 rows. The first student information is, the first user is student 1, his password is password 1. Second row record is student 2, password 2, student 3, password 3. See, we insert 3 records, student 1, student 2 and student 3. We insert 3 records, and 3 records will be stored in a table called as users table. Let's verify whether this data is inserted in the table or not. Let's retrieve the data from the table by using select query. So prepare one more query, select query. Now this time select star from users table. This is to check whether data is inserted properly or not. Select all the data from the users table. Execute this query. This is a select query. This select query will return the data as a table format, an object of ResultSet. So create an object of ResultSet. S should be a capital letter. Create an object of ResultSet and execute the query. Statement dot execute query. Pass the query. As this is select query, if you execute this select query, it returns an object of ResultSet type which contains data in terms of rows and columns. So RS will contain all the results, RS will contain all the table information. Now you have to extract data from the RS one after another while RS dot next. So what happens is this loop will execute until there are no more records. You can make use of this loop to read records one after another. Initially this RS cursor will point to the before first row. If you call next method, it will go to the first row. Okay, read data and print it. System dot out dot print ln user name is, you can get it by using a method called as rs dot get string method. As username is a string, you can get it by using get string method. For this get string method, either you can pass column number or the name of the column itself. Let's pass column number. So this is username and password is second column. Get it from the table rs dot as string, as password is also a string, use get string method, and either you can pass column name itself or you can pass column number. Okay, either you can, here you can give either one or username, which is a column name. Okay, either you can give column number or column name. Here also you can give column number or column name. Okay, so for every record it will retrieve username and password, and that will be displayed, and it will go to the next row. Okay, every time you call next method, it will move to the next row like this. As you are opening ResultSet object, just close this one also. rs dot close. That's it. So what we have done so far? We create a table if it does not exist, insert n number of records into the table, and display them one after another. Let's say this. Let's run this. It is asking for n number of records. Let's say, let's give 4. So I'm going to give 4 more records. This time student 4, password 4. 3 records is already entered into the table. Okay, student 5, password 5, student 6, password 6, student 7, password 7. See, it is displaying all the data from the table. So this the data which I inserted so far. Either I can give column names or column numbers. So let's see. I don't want to give any new rows. Give it 0. See, all the data is inserted properly. Student 1, password 1, student 2, 3, like this. All the data inserted properly. So this is the way how you are supposed to perform operations with the database. So we are creating a table if it does not exist, and we are asking user to enter number of rows, and we are entering the number of rows, and we are displaying the data. Then finally we are closing connections. So that's it. So far we discussed how to connect the database, how to create a table, how to insert the data into the database, and how to retrieve the data from the database. Thank you.